Every function and every department within your organization uses documents. Documentation is the virtual infrastructure that supports your entire quality management system. In this in-depth video, we are going to explore the elements of documentation. We're going to talk about the different types of documents there are, developing a master document list, handling revisions, maintaining your documents, and providing tips for your document writers.
Enjoy this preview of Introduction to Document Control with Denise Robitaille.
So the documents that you have for your quality management system, they are the virtual infrastructure of your organization, as critical as the beams that hold up the pillars of the building in which you work. They're the architecture into which you define all of the requirements, all of the things that you need to do in order to make your organization work. And they provide your network for communication. And we cannot work together if we have no communication. What actually are our documents? Well, they are tools. We use them for instructions. They're how we articulate our designs. We communicate caution to one another. We provide authorization. We give people directions. We notify people. All of these things, these are all of the different things that we need to control. This is what the documents are all about. So let's talk a little bit about these documents that come in so many different shapes and sizes. And with the absolute explosion of electronic media, all those shapes and sizes have been proportionately increased. So all of these different ways we use in order to control, to manage, to store our documents. There are three distinct aspects of documents that we need to control. We need to control the document itself, the media, which is that in which it is contained, and documentation, which is the interrelation between our documents. And we're going to take each one of these in turn, because in order to eventuate full control of your documents, you need to be able to control all three of these. We just talked about the need to be able to control the information. What kind of information do we typically find in our documents? Well, we have customer requirements. We have specifications that might be found in drawings and blueprints and different things. We have budgets. A budget is a document. Inspection criteria, all of these different things, machine settings, authorizations to proceed, all of these are bits of information. So, what kind of media do we put them into? Because we've got to take all of these concepts, these ideas, these things that we need, and put them into the appropriate media. And so we can see that there are varied media into which each one of these get dropped. Customer requirements might be found in a written contract, specifications in CAD files, an example of an electronic document. A budget might be in some very sophisticated software, or it might be in something as simple as an Excel spreadsheet. An acceptance criteria might be defined in test software. And then the last category right here is we want to communicate the information that something is okay to ship. And that might be included on a large green sticker that's been affixed to the side of a product that's ready to ship. And it has on it, it has the lot number, it has the initials, and it has the date, and it signifies that it is okay for this product to go. That can constitute a document, because documents can come in very many different shapes and sizes, and some of them are a lot less traditional than that regular procedure or work instruction that we're so accustomed to thinking of as traditional documentation. The control that we extend to our electronic documents must go not just to the actual electronic documents themselves, but also to the support software, to the programs, to all that we use in order to maintain and protect all of that electronic media. Finally, we're back to that notion of documentation. It all has to fit together. Therefore, the information that you have in a written contract has to coincide with the information that you would find in other specifications and on the blueprints. It also has to relate to the acceptance criteria, which is how you define what the customer's expectations are of the product. So all of this has to match It all has to fit together. This is an example of all of the different kinds of documents that you might need to get a customer's order out the door. And this is actually a rather abbreviated list, but you'll see that it has within it at least 18 different kinds of documents. Okay, let's talk about putting it all together. Writing your document control procedure. And you want to do this last. There are organizations who attempt to write the document control procedure first and then try to force the system to conform to what's been written. It's kind of like the tail wagging the dog. What you want to do is to find out all of these things that we have talked about. What kind of documents do you have? Who has responsibility for them? Where are those interrelations? You know, what's your approval process? How does it actually work? What kind of access do you grant? How does that access occur? What kind of protection do you need? And how do you maintain it and control that protection within your organization? Distribution, any of the kinds of issues that come up that are specific to your organization. Issues around things like documents of external origin, all of those other things. So you make sure that you have all of that information first. And then you write your procedure describing how you control all of those different aspects of your document control procedure. So join me, Denise Robitaille, as we look at document control.
The Introduction to Document Control with Denise Robitaille training video is available at PatonProfessional.com.